Peace, peace. I hope that y'all are doing well, whatever space that you're in. I'm making this video because I heard this song. One of my favorite artists, Jazmine Sullivan, has a song called Foolish Heart. It's an older song, and I've probably listened to it a million times. But when I listened to it recently, it hit different. And she has one of the verses in the song goes, "My foolish heart has made me fall in love with him, I know. My foolish heart was broken when he left me in the cold, and I'm forced to pick the pieces up." And it's interesting, because like I said, I've probably heard that song a million times, but it took me hearing it this time to realize that she was having a conversation with her heart about the decisions that she had made thoughtlessly in pursuit of love, not taking the time to even recognize whether or not what she was actually pursuing was love or was a projection of love. And I'm 31 right now, about to be 32 in about 2 months. I'm in a space of ciphering my experiences in life that I've gone through so far. And if I have to be honest with myself, when it comes to love, I haven't been very aware in my decisions, very considerate of my own feelings in my decisions. I've just been going with how it feels and not thinking about, how taking on this new energy of a person will affect my life. And I've been just on autopilot, for the longest time. And I had to come to terms with this last relationship that I went through. I had to come to terms with the fact that I have yet to date someone who met my expectations, who met what I was actually looking for and desiring in a partner. And this is one of the reasons why meditation is so important, because it gives you the opportunity to create space to have a conversation, an honest conversation with your higher self, with your God consciousness. My God consciousness has been on my ass when it comes to this, because of course, when you go through a relationship and you're repairing yourself after it, it's a lot of like, how did I get here again, and what did I do wrong? And when you go and you take those questions to meditation, you will surely find the answer. And what I realized is I am always willing to accept anything, or I'm not so much anything, but I've been too accepting of things, like, for instance, a person will tell me, I really like you. I think you're a dope person. You're like the perfect person for me, but I'm not ready to be in a relationship, or I'm not in a space where I can give you what you want. And I'll hear that, and then it'll transmute through my little Piscean brain, and I'll go, well, what exactly can you give me? Totally glazing over the fact that they just told me that they weren't in a space to be in a relationship with me. And a book that keeps flashing in my mind as I'm talking about this is Celestine Prophecy, where it talks about, connecting with a person or pursuing a connection with a person when you are not whole automatically puts you in a space where you're in a codependent relationship. And I remember, a few years, not too long ago, this was a big topic for me in a lot of my videos, codependent relationships. And I was pressed on not being in codependent relationships, not realizing that I was still creating codependent relationships because I had yet not taken the time to create the love in myself that I needed to reflect wholeness out, to attract a whole person. And also a big thing about it has been I haven't been patient enough with the process. And so, I'm sharing this in hopes that I reach another love addict like myself who is trying to figure out, the cycles and ciphers of their life, and realizing that, the love that I've been looking for, and it's gonna be like, I hate it because it's one of those things that's so simple, but yet has been so hard for me to like absorb in my life. But the love that I have been looking for, I have to find within myself, and I have been finding within myself since that relationship. And I'm grateful for that relationship because the person that I was in a relationship with asked me a lot of questions about myself, and forced me to look at myself through a non-judgmental, honest lens. And I realized that if I had ever been in love, I don't remember it. But I haven't been in love in any of my relationships. I've just been projecting that love onto that person, accepting whatever they were willing to give me to fill that void, to fill that hole, but not really receiving what I wanted and desired. And then after so long in the relationship, I become resentful because in my mind's eye, I figured as long as I stuck this out, the love that I desired would eventually show itself, even though they didn't have the necessary tools in the beginning to give me that love. And this doesn't just reflect, in my romantic relationships, it also reflects into my friendships, And of course, when you are striving to unwrite when you're striving to unwrite a habit in yourself, you have to go to where the root is. And unfortunately, or fortunately, that root is my father. I never really received the love that I strive for from him, and was always having to accept less than what I needed, or there was always some kind of settlement in that love, of me chasing him to love me. And then I reflected that into my relationships and my friendships. And so now I'm in this place of stillness and this place of self-reflection. And one thing I'll say, because I have to always remind myself of this, is that when you're looking back on your actions, look back from a place of unjudgment or non-judgment, because if you don't, you'll find yourself stuck in looking back will depress you. You'll be like, God damn, like, no wonder I ain't found what I'm looking for, because I've been accepting all this other shit, or you'll see every mistake that you made and you'll ridicule yourself for it. And that's not the reason that you're looking back. That's not the reason that these habits and choices that you've made are coming back into your reality or into your awareness. They're coming back into your awareness so that you can see your pattern, so you can choose another option, right? Because life is really a series of choices. And until we get the lesson, we're going to keep being presented with the choice. You're going to be presented with A and B and A and B and A and B until you choose the right option, right? So I know in me saying this, I'm going to have a situation come up, either in my friendships or in my relationships, where I have to choose me. I have to not settle. And I think I want to say in this space that this will probably be the first time in my life where I'm actually not going to do it, And oftentimes when I share videos, they're motivational. Oftentimes I don't get so raw. You know, I don't share so much about myself, and I'm really striving to change that, because we have enough perceptions of perfectionism in the world, and I'm not really interested in being another version of that. You know, I'm honestly in this space where I realize that I don't know what I want when it comes to love. I'm not even sure I know what I want when it comes to friendships. I'm not sure I know what I want when it comes to my career focus, because I'm evolving, I'm changing, I'm taking everything that I have experienced so far in life, and I'm deciding, is this me? And it is a scary space to be, but being at emotional ground zero gives you the opportunity to go up, and for that I'm grateful. You know, I can't say that it's comfortable. No, it's not fucking comfortable, but I'm grateful that I have the awareness to make the changes, and I'm grateful that I have the desire to make the changes. You know, there's no such thing as it's a choice to be aware. You know, I could have had this situation that I had, you know, with my past relationship, and disregarded everything that I learned and everything that came up and all the awareness that it brought me, and just got into another relationship just like that, expecting it to give me different results. But I'm not interested in doing that. I still have the desire to be in a loving relationship that is past my expectations, you know. And so in order for me to manifest, in order for me to bring that person who was supposed to be, you know, that other part of me into reality, it takes stillness, it takes work, it takes a different level of self-development, and I'm willing to do the work, you know. And as long as you're willing to do the work for self, you will always get to where you want to be, you know. And just give yourself grace. I'm talking to myself. Give yourself grace during the process. Give yourself understanding, and make sure you give yourself love, because sometimes the realities of you are going to shake your reality so much that you're going to be like, who the fuck am I? And it's in that space where the most growth happens. Yeah. Any hoozle, I'll talk to y'all soon. I hope that y'all have a blessed day. And that's it. That's all. Unicorn out. Peace.